Welcome back to Point and Issue. We're talking about accumulation of wealth. Gerald Johnson from JNFM Managers is going to walk us through some practical steps. Now, Gerald, when we talk about accumulation of wealth, what exactly are we talking about?
Well, we're talking about actually reaching a desired goal. In most cases, what people think about is either retirement or financial independence. Us younger ones have a harder time thinking about actually retiring, but we think of financial independence and having not to depend on your regular job every day anymore, but you have sufficient wealth and investments that will give you an income stream to do all the things that you want to do.
How do we do that in practical steps?
So in a practical step, I mean, from a planning standpoint, you actually have to know what it is that you want to achieve, when you want to achieve it. And you have to actually quantify your goals. So if you say, you know what, I want to travel. Well, travel where? And actually break it down. How often are you going to travel? How much are the tickets going to cost? You have to get all those things in today's dollars, and then we can work it back from there, what you need to do. Something a way I like to look at it is called thinking in reverse. So you go to your desired end state and walk back through all the steps that got you there.
All right. Now, you're talking about making our money based on our goals, as opposed to making our goals based on our money.
Absolutely.
Is that practical? Does that really happen?
Actually, it really happens and it really works. And this is something that financial planners have been working with people at over the years, and it really does work. And actually, even from a practical standpoint, you really have to know within yourself what it is that you want. I mean, otherwise we lose hope and we feel limited by our circumstances. But as I like to say, when you just plan, anything you want to achieve is truly possible. Okay,
now there are two avenues basically to do this, saving and investing.
Right, and at times you're going to need a combination. But what I say is some people confuse saving and investing.
So tell us basically what's the difference between the two.
When you're saving, what you're most concerned about is the preservation of the capital, right? I mean, you always want to preserve your capital, but when you save, you have a particular thing in mind. You're saving for a vacation, and so you know the plane ticket's going to cost you $20,000, and so you're setting aside money, and usually it's a short-term goal. But when you're saving the money, the most important thing is when I go for that $20,000 to buy the plane ticket,
it's there.
It's there, right? You're not looking for 19, you're not looking for 18, you're not looking for 22. You
don't mind if there's 22.
Well, and you're not disappointed if there's 22. Yeah. But if there's 15,
then there's a problem.
There's a problem. Now, when you're investing, what you're always trying to do with investing is you're trying to gain more, right? So the money that you're setting aside and that you've invested, you're expecting that there's a return on that investment. Now, you know that you're assuming some form of risk, but again, you calculate and you say, you know what, if I invest in this type of a thing, here's the upside, here's the downside. But the thing is, if you're investing now towards something, when you come back for that money, you're going to be upset if it's not more. If it's just the same, you're not very happy.
You haven't reached
the goal, right? So that's really the difference between saving and investing.
During 2008, we saw how volatile the markets were both globally and locally.
Exactly.
Is it still advisable for persons to think about investing?
It is an absolute necessity that people continue to invest. Regardless of what the circumstances are, you have your goals to achieve and to meet. And so now what will change is the type of investment instrument that you use, the vehicle of your investment. That's what changes in these volatile times. But the action of investing should not stop.
All right, we're going to take a break now. When we return, we're going to look at some of the, dare I use the word safe, ways of navigating one's way through investing in the market. You're watching Point and Issue. We'll be right back.